Quincy Jones has been such an important part of my life. He's the one that nicknamed me The Voice.
Okay.
He says that Tim Story is the voice of encouragement of our generation, and then he doesn't play around. And I asked Quincy Jones one time, I said, how come some people with one hit don't have more hits? He said, because there were more hits underneath, but they didn't have it in them to dig and dig and dig and dig. Most people are satisfied living off the one hit. And then he grabbed me and goes, don't be satisfied living off the one hit. Dig and dig and dig. Isn't that powerful?
I am here with the legendary Tim Story talking about how to build a successful life coaching practice. This is a 10-part series. Up today is episode 7, how to have the right business partners, or just right partners? What are we going down with this one?
Well, I think it's the right partners in life, like we're partners, but then you have to have the right business partners as well. So you want me to explain that?
Yeah.
Okay, so in anything that we do, so much emphasis is being the right person. So everybody's like, I'm vegan, or, I don't eat meat, or exercise. And you should be the right person, right? So you have to be the right person, but then people talk a lot about having the right plan. But you could be the right person with the right plan and have the wrong partners and mess the whole thing up.
Okay.
So we're talking about Tim Story, the life coach, right? Mm-hmm. So I could be the right person with the right plan and coaching in all the things I do, Steve Harvey, Facebook, Oprah Winfrey stuff that I do, my one-on-one clients, TV shows, all the stuff that I do, right, in coaching, right? So I could be the right person with the right plan, but have the wrong partners, and you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna get paralyzed in that same spot. So I need to get around people that are gonna lift me up and strengthen me to another level. Do you mind if I use a Bible verse?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Bible says this: he who walks with the wise will become even more wise himself. Mm-hmm. But a companion of fools, his life will unravel.
Okay,
so you have 24 hours a day, and I have 24 hours a day. So in your line of business and my line of business, if we're not careful, we will have people that do not have wisdom that will try to come into our inner circle, and they will cause our life to begin to unravel. But if I partner with somebody who's wise, the Bible says I will stack up more wisdom. So in my 24 hours a day that I have, man, I want to walk with the wise, and I want to become more wise. I want to stack up more wisdom. So right person, right plan, got to stack up more wisdom.
What do you suggest when the people who are the fools, who are unraveling you, are your parents, or your best friends, or your sister?
Yes, okay. So what you got to do, you always have to be friendly, fair, but sometimes firm. So it's that great book called Boundaries. And so I am a pro at boundaries. I think I'm really good at boundaries.
Okay.
And so, on the spiritual tip, I got to go there again. That Jesus had levels of partners. He had the one, his father, that he spoke to. Then he had the 3, Peter, James, and John, the sons of thunder. Then he had the 12, in which Peter, James, and John were part of. Then he had the 70. To the one, the father, he told him everything. To the 3, he told them a lot. To the 12, he told them a lot. To the 70, he spoke in parables. It's very powerful, right? So there are people that come into our life that are not supposed to know your inside stuff, because they may not be able to handle the truth.
Even if that's your mom.
Even if that's your mom. So you're nice to your mom, but you may speak to her in parables. Because she may say to you, what are you talking about, this tour you're going on? Why so many cities? Make sense? Mm-hmm. But you know you're supposed to do it. So you respect her, you're friendly, you're fair, but you're firm in your own convictions, and you're like, oh, yeah, you know, Mom, that's an interesting way of looking at it. And then you book Las Vegas.
And
powerful stuff.
Would you recommend then just avoiding topics that you know will trigger? Because there's got to be still enough, if it's your mom or your friend, there's enough love there on other topics. You talk about almost anything else except for this thing that you know is going to cause conflict.
Okay, so we're talking about the right partners.
Yeah.
And we'll keep it on this whole life coaching thing, okay?
Yeah.
But I'm a coach, you're a coach. But we still have lives. So the family that we have, like they say, you don't pick your family, you're born into the family. So I got to deal with family dynamics. But that doesn't mean I'm going to tell all my family members what I'm really thinking. Because just because you're in my family doesn't mean you're in my 3 or my 12. You might be in my 70. So I'm going to speak to you in parables. So they may say to me, man, so what did Kanye say to you? I heard that he talked to you about something. I'll go, well, you know, he's a good guy, and we talked about his new music. I'm not going to tell him because they're going to go tell somebody else.
Right. Right.
Make sense? And so I think, again, we're always friendly, we're always fair, but we're still firm in our convictions and knowing that not everybody's going to get you. Here's another way of saying it. You cannot get an FM radio station on an AM dial. Somebody that was raised with you may have understood you at 15, but they don't understand you now. Make sense?
Yeah. No, I hear you.
So if you tell them all your dreams, they're not on the same frequency as you.
On the business side of things, who are the types of partners that you need to have success as a life coach?
Okay, here's a great thing about partnering with people. I don't know Richard Branson, but I can watch his TED Talk. I don't know Richard Branson, but I could read his biography. That's powerful stuff, right? I don't know Margaret Thatcher. She's not around, but I could read the biography. I don't know Winston Churchill, never give up guy, but I could read all these things about his life and watch documentaries about him. So this is a beautiful thing about life. There's certain things I don't know. I can go to your YouTube channel and find out now. So I can partner with you and you may never even meet me. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I go all over the world, 75 countries. I was in Turkey not too long ago. This guy runs to me. I'm in Istanbul. And he's like, hey, Tim Story, oh my God, I'm like your biggest fan. He was like quoting me left and right. Never met the guy. He's in Istanbul.
Right.
But he's partnering with me because he watches me.
So that's a mentorship kind of partnership.
Well, yeah. I mean, they could now read our books, hear us speak, hear a podcast, watch you on YouTube, and we don't all have to be best buddies. You could just take things that pertain to your life. But I do not believe that you could be a great life coach unless you have the right partners in your life. So I am constantly having to elevate my coaching skills because of the type of people I coach. So when you have one of the presidents, like a former president, who reads your book, like he read mine, as his devotional for months. So the type of coaching I do is it's such an interesting level. I better have some access to some people that could give me some advice from time to time.
And so where do you see as your next phase of partnerships, I guess? Who else do you need to be partnering with?
You.
Okay, great.
No, I learn from people. See, I love Pharrell Williams, and he's always cool with me. But Pharrell, he talks about being a sponge. I'm a sponge. I'm learning from everybody that's in this room. So from you today, I see that mindset of yours, okay? I see your education. I see you're from Canada, but yet I don't see you're from Canada. Does that make sense? So there's so many sides of you that I'm learning. I'm learning how you do this broadcast that we're doing today. You're very disciplined. So I'm learning from you. So when I leave you today and you leave me, I just took a part of you. Thanks. No doubt.
Great.
So if I'm with Quincy Jones, I took a part of him. If I'm with you, I took a part of you.
Quincy Jones said one of my favorite lines of all time.
Give it to me.
Not one drop of my self-worth comes from your opinion of me.
Okay. You can't beat that. Quincy Jones has been such an important part of my life. He's the one that nicknamed me The Voice.
Okay.
He says that Tim Story is the voice of encouragement of our generation. And then he doesn't play around. He's the one that gave the label to Michael Jackson, the king of pop. And I asked Quincy Jones one time, I said, how come some people with one hit don't have more hits? And I'll never forget, it was like 12:08 at night, because he likes to stay up late. Because I remember I looked at the clock, I thought, I better go. And then I asked him that question, and he stood up. He goes, little brother, it's one of the best questions you've ever asked. He said, because there were more hits underneath, but they didn't have it in them to dig and dig and dig and dig. Most people are satisfied living off the one hit. And then he grabbed me and goes, don't be satisfied living off the one hit. Dig and dig and dig. Isn't that powerful? Can't be satisfied, man. Gotta dig.
I love it.
Gotta have the right partners. That's what we're talking about.
What are some other powerful questions you've asked?
To you or to Quincy?
Anybody.
A good thing that I learned from Lee Iacocca. Iacocca was like Richard Branson before Branson, Jeff Bezos before Bezos. Is about this thing about pace and speed and everybody trying to do it all now. Iacocca says to me, it's not how fast you move your feet, it's how big your strides are. Bam, game over.
I love it. So someone who's starting out, trying to be a life coach, trying to figure out who the right partners are for them, know that there's another gear inside them that they're not hitting yet.
Yeah. And then pay attention to the people you resonate with. If you resonate with Tim Story, follow me. If you resonate with Iyanla Vanzant, follow her. If you resonate with Brene Brown, pay attention to her. So whoever you connect with, pay attention to them, learn from them. But again, as we talked about in an earlier segment, you've been born an original, don't die a copy. Mm-hmm. So mimic us at first, and then your own fresh style will emerge.
How important do you think on that topic, do you think it is to try to learn from the person who you don't immediately connect with? Because if I look at you or Iyanla or Oprah or Eric Thomas or a bunch of other people,
yeah,
it's the same messages.
Similar
messages.
Yes.
Totally different style and tone.
Yes.
You know, Eric Thomas is going to yell at you through everything.
Yes.
And Oprah's going to hug you through everything.
Yes.
You will resonate with one over the other. How important is it in your mind to try to learn from the other person?
It's so important. If your strategy, hang out with passion. If your passion, hang out with strategy. Most of the people I study are not from where I come from. I come from like LA, deep LA. Most people I study are like from Europe, from South Africa. They're brainiacs. They were raised a certain way. So a lot of the people often say about me, if you put all Tim Story's friends in a room, you would not understand how this all happened. Because I have like some of the coolest, nerdiest friends, and then I hang out with rap stars.
You're a wild duck. I love it. Who are you partnering with now? Who are you messing with? Who are you trying to learn from? You mentioned Mother Teresa as one of your early mentors.
Yeah, I mean, I'm reading about Mother Teresa. I never got a chance to hang out with her. But, I mean, come on, man. Let's talk about being in the studio with Kanye West when he was doing the song Stronger. All he had was a beat. Da-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Da-dun-dun-dun. Whatever doesn't kill me makes me stronger. To go from that, to then say I'm going to put strings on it, to then say I'm going to bring in Timberland to help me, to then Pharrell Williams to come in and say, man, if I was you, I'd change it this way, to then will.i.am say, ooh, that's cool, but if I was you, I'd do it this way. To see the beginning of Stronger and then to see how so many people were affected by that song, just even by the hook, whatever doesn't make me kill me makes me stronger. I learned just in sitting in that. And I remember one time I told Kanye, I said, man, if I was you, I would put this in, because I'm pretty good with words. He goes, Tim, that's why you're not a rapper.
What's the Tim Story version of that song?
It was thrown out, man. He didn't want to hear it.
I love it. So again, this is a 10-part series with Tim Story on how to build a successful life coaching business. Up next, episode 8, marketing. Go click the link. We'll see you there.